Okay, okay. Let's see what's going on here. Gonna share this to a couple of places and we'll get started. Let's post this in here. Doing a test stream to see if my Starlink can handle a cloud-based game and streaming at the same time. Feel free to drop in and let me know what you see. That's going in the V1 Discord. Okay, cool, let's do a thing. Hey, Bear. Let's get this opened up on my side so I can watch comments and stuff like that. Get my side desk fixed up. So I'm not sure if this will work. I was gonna go jump straight into career mode, but I wanted to make sure that it was capable of doing streaming and everything before I try to do a stream and it failed. Because if I just need to record it and make it happen, then I'll just record it and make it happen, you know? Post this in another group chat. Doing a test stream to see if a cloud-based game and streaming can happen with Starlink. %58. Let's go. I'd like to do career mode, but we're going to be testing not career mode because I want to make sure this all works. Let's see. I don't want to mess with a heavy lift right now. Let's go to Hawaii. Haven't flown there yet since the new game out. Let's take off from... Actually, I can go into VR mode here. That's much nicer. Helicopters. Let's see. I don't want to do the 500. I want to stick with native helicopters for the moment. Let's configure. Let's see what we can do. Haven't really messed with configuring anything yet. variant. Let's just do a passenger configuration. Livery. Sure, that looks exciting. Fuel and payload, don't care. Identification, nobody needs to know who I am. And also, we'll test flight conditions too. I have been doing offline. Why can't I do live? Okay, there we go. Parking, that's good, that's good. Hey, there's another viewer in here. What's up, guys? So, for the whoever you are watching, what I'm doing, I am on Starlink internet. And if you don't know, Flight Sim 2024 is a cloud-based game. So I'm making sure that I can actually, see, bandwidth too low. I'm making sure it's actually possible for me to stream and play at the same time with any sort of legitimate graphics or any sort of extra whatever. Want to make sure settings are right, make sure it's something I can do, because if I just need to record videos, then I'll just record videos. But, you know, we'll see. But as of right now, we're still stuck here in this loading screen, so who knows, maybe this is not a good idea. If you don't mind sticking with me for a few minutes. Come on, Hawaii, let's go. Come on, load in. You're good. You got this. Had a different sound effect that time trying to load in. Let's see. Showing planes on the ground. And who knows, maybe this loading time is just because servers are getting more populated than it was earlier this morning. And it's still technically day one because yesterday was so much of a fail as far as them not understanding thousands and thousands and thousands of people are going to be on the servers. Or this is just my Starlink and trying to hold up to download and upload at the same time with streaming. So let's see, trees are starting to come in now. You can see those. Whoever's in the stream view can see I'm looking at top of the screen here and bottom of the screen down here. I'm not moving my head. We'll see how this looks all together eventually, but I want to make sure my framing's also correct, because I think you're looking at left eye strong. Not sure. Here we go. Loading in. Ooh, do I have to do pre-flight? Damn. Okay. Shit. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I need to pick up my keyboard. Walk around and do this. Yeah, ready to fly. Cool, got that off. Nothing in the cargo bay I need to look at. Piss off. Oh, look, I'm examining the skids. No, I don't want that one. Fuck off. Get out of here. Hey, look, my oil's good. What do you know? Take that cover off. What's in here? Don't care. Pedo, what up? Get rid of you. Also, the walking around, it fucking almost makes me sick. Let's see. I didn't want to open that really. That's good. Nope, don't want that. Sure. Honestly, pre-flight's neat, but also like, shit, kind of fucking annoying. It's also annoying because I can't make my VR controller do any of the movement, so I have to use my keyboard to walk around, and it's fucking disgusting. Okay, cool. Let me get my cyclic back between my legs here. Also annoying, for some reason it's not mapping my throttle, despite me making it where it should. So let's see. Well, battery on, gen off. Horn, avionics. Fuel boost pump. I'm not running any test because guess what? I'm not losing hundreds of thousands of dollars if something goes wrong. And I think for this I need to use my mouse real quick. Okay, cool. Back to this. Had to go up with that. That's weird. Okay. It's just to get better noises for you guys. Let's see. Generator, we can go and pop you on. Let's hit my landing lights down here on my controls. Get you on. See, I wish I could roll it up slowly, but apparently I can't. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's see, how's my position look here? Oh. That's one thing about my controls. I wish that I had my sim set up. Apache Simulator, super great deal, super great value, but it's not a self-centering setup, which is a bit pesky, but you know, we'll do with whatever we can. I'm checking out what y'all are looking at on the screen there. Ooh. Is it this windy? What the hell? That's what I get for not listening to the fucking automated weather. Where's my windsock at? Y'all don't have a windsock at this piece of shit field? Not that I can see. Okay. Let's break the rules real quick and find myself a windsock to look at. Oh, yeah, we got hard wind. Okay, that makes sense. Not like it matters, but I'm curious. Let's see if we can figure out what our wind speed is real quick. Or see if it's readable on the airspeed indicator. Oh no, it's there, it's just not a lot. Okay, cool. So from right here, this doesn't look much different than 2020. I want to go see if this hospital actually has a landing pad. We're not too much different, but the atmosphere seems so much more hazy. I've seen a few people talk about this, and I know right now I'm in live view as far as the weather's concerned, so who knows, maybe it is hazy in the northern bit of the Honolulu Island, or whatever the name of the island is. Let's see. Also, are there panel options? Am I able to change the panel here to a more modern thing? I know on the old downloaded versions, or the add-on versions, you could change to a different panel setup, but that might be something that's in the before we spawn the helicopter in. We'll see. Either way, still flies the same, give or take. I will say I am glad to see a handful of different trees, plants. The buildings are a whole bunch less generic now. They actually look decent. God, this wind is killer. See, look, there's even palm trees down there. That's so nice. And I know I'm giving up a good bit of visual fidelity to be in VR, because that's so much more taxing to the system to have VR. But I can tell you, flying helicopters, it's completely worth it. The first 40 to 60 hours that I did on Flight Sim 2020 before I built this PC and before I bought the VR, I can tell you that looking straight forward is only good for so much stuff. It's really hard to do approaches. It's really hard to do any sort of maneuvers that aren't straight and level flying, or just looking out and trying to hover on the ground in one place. As soon as you start trying to do anything more dynamic with it, you really start to lose the ability to pay attention, or to have the appropriate amount of situational awareness of what you're doing and what's going on. Why is my airspeed so slow? Get our torque back down. Goodness, guys. But it's nice to be able to look out to the side, and you can see it's a bit skippy. The trees aren't perfect. The ground's not perfect. Of course, we are above the ground a decent bit right now. But the closer we get, you know, the better it cleans up. I'm actually curious if we're going to have any sort of animals out here, because the animals do run from the helicopter, which is hilarious. Yesterday I was flying near where my house is, and there's a field near my house, and there were horses in the field, and I was more or less able to play helicopter horse wrangler or helicopter horse herder, because they were all programmed to kind of run away from you. So yeah, the ground looks like trash here, but let's sit here for a second and see what changes. Throw some power back in there. What's up, Vortex Rings? And this might be bandwidth issues too, with me streaming and playing a stupid cloud-based game at the same time, which that's annoying. Oh, there's a little bit more detail. Let's see, am I going to get another click of detail? Let's see if I can get closer and force an update. Let's look up this street. And you can see that there's supposed to be cars there. Will it give me dust as I settle? Let's see. I can tell you I definitely feel the changes of ground effect as I have no idea how close I am to the ground there, because I'm sitting on soup. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. I mean, yeah, it's nice to see these bigger cliffs and stuff up there, which those are rendering out good, but doing the helicopter stuff. I wish I could have a bit more focus on the ground near me. I'm sure this is really great for planes flying over that are at some sort of significant altitude where it doesn't look that bad. But most everything I do is within 1,000 foot above ground level. And I'll tell you what, I kind of want to see more. I wish there was a way to change that. I'd be okay with a bit of haziness further out there, saving me some rendering GPU, CPU power for me to be able to see the ground better. It's funny, I always like taking off from this side because I'm not dealing with Honolulu International, but Honolulu International, but I'll tell you what, it is almost always windy over here. So if you're doing fixed wing stuff, or you just want to do helicopter practice on a windy area, spawn on the north side of the island in Kanohi, whatever it is. Don't cancel me. Actually, do cancel me. I don't care. Yeah, I'm curious what the pronunciation is, but yeah, it's like this here just looks hazy, and I'm curious if I were to take it off of live, if it would look different. Also, if you see me looking this way, I'm checking my phone, which has the stream open where I can see the chat, because I don't want to have to download any extra things to where I can see chat in my headset as I play. That's just something else that's going to suck GPU and CPU power that I don't want to attempt to afford at the risk of losing the ability to do this at all, you know. World's slowest helicopter tour, let's go. I wonder if there's any animals anywhere. A couple more people in here. So, for those who just got in here, let's see, there's 2 more now. It's easy to be able to do that with my low count people. But, basically, I have Starlink internet, which is the Elon Musk satellite stuff, which I'm sure you already know. And I'm sure you also already know that Flight Simulator 2024 is a cloud-based game, which means to stream, I will have to upload and download at the same time. I don't know if Starlink's capable of pulling the bandwidth that I need, but we're testing that out now. We're seeing how capable it is of doing that, because I'd like to stream career mode. But if it's something where I just have to record it, then I'll just record it and post it, but streaming seems much more fun to me. So we're going to hope that this little test bit works out fine, because I'd really like to start career mode, but I haven't touched it yet because I'd like to do it fully documented from start to end. There we go, I'm getting a bandwidth too low thing again. So I'll probably run into some less than pretty ground up here and coming into a city with a lot of more detailed buildings and stuff like that. Also, if you're coming over from the V1 Discord, thank you. I know y'all are fixed wing, big plane, high altitude people, but welcome to the world of being able to stop wherever you want to and hover. Also, I have been using this hospital up here for Flight Sim 2020 using the Hype Performance Group H145 to run medical missions. And it does look like they do have a bit of a helipad up here. But the question is it a usable helipad? Let's find out. Because I believe I've had to land on the road next to this in 2020. Just because it's not rendered in as a roof. Ooh. Hello, Vortex Ring State. And now we're playing ground effect again. Which that's a good sign that there is a solid roof here if it's giving me ground effect. Okay, cool. There is a roof here. It didn't feel like it at first. The detail is so low on it, but that's also just because I feel like most people who use the sim are doing fixed wing or higher altitude stuff whenever they're over things like this, so there's just not a lot of detail to be able to judge wall height and where exactly the floor is and everything. So good to see that there is ground there. Being able to feel the ground effect was a big piece of that too. Let's see if this one, that's a municipal building, so I probably won't have to land here during anything. But if there's a helipad, why not land on it? That looks much more marked out. Might be easier to judge too because it's a... Boy, that's an approach there, bud, ain't it? I wonder if I have name tags turned off because I haven't seen any, Whoa, hello. See, this change in ground effect, or change in lift, doesn't feel like ground effect. That felt like I hit something. Let's do a more closer to the roof approach like this. I was much more prepared for it that time, so it didn't hit as hard. But it also feels like I'm doing very, very little to control. Right there. So either I'm a better pilot at hovering than I expected, or there is some sort of... Well, actually, while we're here, I want to check the name tag thing, because I'd like to see if there's anybody else out here. Let's see, graphics? No. Online? The real aircraft traffic. Live weather, multiplayer. There we go. I want to see multiplayer in close proximity. I want to see who else is out here. I don't see a name tag. Nothing on the Garmin. Of course, I'm not sure if that Garmin does traffic. Let's hit this other helipad over here. So yeah, I guess that was just direct ground effect coming into that that roof landing. See, it's weird because I'm getting some bumping, and I don't know if that's just a rougher turbulence sort of thing or what. But it just doesn't feel quite right. It feels almost like you're like when you bump something when you're on the ground. Actually, that's not the hospital. It's over here on the ground. I remember this one. It feels a bit more dramatic, almost like hitting a wall sort of turbulence. I've got all the assist off. I've got everything set to realistic, if I remember correctly. Settings.
Assists, yeah, all those are off. Gyro drift is on. Piloting assistance visual, realism. Disable, no, I want that. Icing on, unlimited fuel off. Turbulence realistic, yeah. Hey, there I am. Ooh, there we go, load back in. Let's see if they have a helipad down here. Do a hot boy approach. Looks like they do have a helipad, but it looks like whatever auto-generates on the roof being solar panels or condensers of some sort have taken that up. So that seems like it's off limits as far as that's concerned. Let's work our way back up out of here. A little high on the torque there. Another medical center over here. We'll do that. If you're in here and you're in a typing position where you can leave a comment, let me know what the framing looks like. For me right now, I'm just seeing the bottom of my cyclic. So, let me get my laser pointer. So when I'm looking straight ahead, I'm just barely getting the bottom of that. Yeah, that's just the bottom of that right now. I'm getting the top of my windscreen. If you're in a place where you could type, let me know what you see, so that way I can, if I need to angle this way more to give y'all a better view, then I can angle that way, give y'all a better view. You know, it's just a little bit of head movement for me. Tripler Army Hospital. What's that next to it? Does Hawaii even have real names for stuff? Manalaua? I mean, I know it's another language, but it just sounds like made-up words. Like, there's no way that people speak that in real life. Okay, let's slow ourselves down. It looks like it's pointing me right at the top of the building, which I can tell you that looks like there's way too much crap there to be landable. I hope that's not the pad. Let's see what else looks like it could be a landing pad. That looks just like ambulance lot. I can tell you what, it is definitely replicating vortex ring state. For my fixed wing fellas who are watching this who do not know what that is, vortex ring state is when you are settling into your own downwash, for lack of better terms. And it basically will slowly and then rapidly eliminate the lift that your blades produce. Typically happens when you are descending at quicker than 300 feet per minute and moving less than whatever your transitional lift is, so around 20 to 30 knots. So what we can do here, I'll put some altitude up so I can catch it. But we'll slow down, so we're watching our knots there on the airspeed indicator. We're watching our vertical speed. I'll try to hold that as near 0 as I can. As we come to a stop, we're going to stay here around 1,860, 1,850 feet. There we go. It's gaining altitude. So I'm basically not moving right now. I'm gaining a little bit of altitude, but I'm going to see if I can level off at holding at 1,900 here. And now I'm going to start losing it, and you'll see that as I get past that 300 feet per minute down, that it'll start rapidly picking up. And I'm not going to do anything different with the collective other than just slowly let it down to get that descent. So there we go. I'm not moving it anymore, but you're seeing that it's there we go. See how it's dropping quickly like that? So what you do to get out of it, you press your power pedal, steer out of it, and then it gives you that little bit of forward airspeed that you need to reclaim the authority on it. It seems like a bit of a rough maneuver, but it's how you got to do it, because if not, you fall like a rock, and that's not what you want to do. And it's a good thing, I don't want to say to practice, but to put yourself in that situation so that way you can know how to get yourself out of it. And it's more or less a sidestep maneuver to move yourself out of your downwash, and you have to move it out in the direction of the side of your rotor rotation that has the most authority. So you going right there doesn't really do that well for it. It puts a lot of movement into the actual airframe itself. But when I get out of it to the left, it tends to go a lot easier. But yeah, let's go back to checking out some helipads and stuff. There's another hospital over here I wanted to look at. And of course, different helicopters, different blade rotations and stuff will hit it slightly differently at slightly different air speeds, but it's usually the 300 feet per minute descent, which is the killer. Some helicopters just have better points of transitional lift just because of what their blade design is and the airframe design and stuff. Something that I had to fight a lot in 2020, except in one or two of the downloaded models that I had, where they were trying to be more accurate with it. But you can also think of more extreme maneuvers for using vortex ring state to your own advantage-ish, if you want to call it that. It's kind of fun to play with in the simulator because it's much more dangerous in real life, and then you're risking airframe damage and stresses and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to get airspeed up, and I'm going to, let's see if we can see the shape of my thing. So this is my normal cruising here. Let me look at my screen to see that shows you correctly what I'm looking at. Don't mind me, I'm just watching my stream for a second while it catches up. Okay, yeah, cool, you can see it fine. So this is helicopter flying straight and level here. When you're going down, the air is coming up through the rotors faster than what it can do anything with. So what I'm going to do this and allow the movement of me flying sideways, I guess you could say, to give me the vortex ring state, but not in a downward position. And from there, I can work with actual gravity and descend at a quicker pace than what would usually be capable of doing. Just like if I were to do this normally without hitting a sideways vortex ring state, I can descend much quicker. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of drift it. We'll do it over the bay over here. We'll do it at the Pearl Harbor Memorial. What is it? The Arizona that's over here. But yeah, and it's different ways of losing altitude, sliding in, drifting in. Ocean water looks weird. Do they not have... Oh, this is strange. Unless this is just... I'll have to fly out towards the ocean here. No, it's showing waves. It's weird that it's not darker. Boy, there is wind right here, I'll tell you that. because I am flying out of trim for sure. See, now I'm hitting a vortex ring state going the wrong way, but it allows me to turn around and really arrest my my forward movement with some style. Of course, it is possible just to do a normal quick deceleration, quick stop, or whatever you'd like to call it. Which, for those of you that aren't aware of that, I'll do it kind of over this bridge here, so that way you have a better frame. Man, the water looks like shit. Can I change that here? That looks horrible. Settings, graphics. Advanced options. Show traffic nameplates. That's what I wanted to do earlier, but I didn't see it in the other one. Let's see. Online. Oh, there's voice chat. That's cool. Sound. I guess I have to do graphics in. I guess I got to do that in the not this menu. Okay, weird. Okay, so quick stop. Basically, what we're doing give or take the same thing, but just in a straight line. So right now we're doing about 80 knots. I'm lowering my collective and pulling back on my cyclic at the same time, trying not to gain altitude or lose altitude. I'm putting in more collective now to settle. I'm using my pedals the entire time to keep myself aiming in the same straight line. And that's a quick stop. And that's for if you're making it not so much an approach. I guess it could be an approach. It could be anything you're doing. Like, let's say there's the power lines up here. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it on my in a helicopter, but not an airplane. Yeah, this water looks like crap. Let's go out to the big water and see if the big water does that, or if it's just something where they try to photogrammetry the bay here, and it just happened to be really, really bright or something like that. And they're trying to image underlay it, but that looks horrible. Let's get out to the Pacific here. It looks darker over on the horizon, but that could just be the distances. And when we get out here, I was going to say I'll be able to look in different directions. But I mean, I'm looking in a different direction here, and it still looks like crap. Hey, look, there's a name tag. We got Summit Burger here, JCAD, Doctor something. Yeah, very... Asobo passive aircraft generic airline. Boy, I love flying on those things. Build Big Bird, you are flying the sub passive aircraft generic airliner 2 engine. God, huge fan of the way those things fly. Let's see, no traffic right, no traffic left. Microsoft Vision Jet executive seating. I don't think we need all of that detail. Y'all need to work on that. God, I don't know if it's just bright here. I don't know. Does it look bright to you guys? Of course, maybe it's me running the lower visual settings just to appease VR. Let's see if I can step that up slightly. There's not really many options like there were before. Let's see, VR graphics. See, I think confirm. Hello. Still seem to be running okay. It seems like a little bit less frames out the window there. Oh, the water does look blue here, but again, I don't know if that's just a photogrammetry thing. That's some fucking Gatorade right there. I think it's photogrammetry under the water. I think that's why it looks shit. Because in 2020, it's just kind of like water looked like water. But here, it's like, cool, I can tell it's shallower. Yeah, because I can see sandbar differences here coming out of the harbor. And there's breakers too, which I think those are just kind of permanently there. Yeah, okay, let's stick our head out the window here. Can you feel the breeze? I can't. Huh. Strange. Okay. Cool, so we come over here to the entrance of the harbor just to see if it's a weird thing. Because, I mean, if it's not reading it as water, there shouldn't be water on it, but it's also showing water on the screen here. So it's like the game does know that it is water. I will say I do like that. I do think that looks really good. Like being able to see a difference of depth and shallow. With that said, I'm going to have to do some Bahamas flights or Fiji flights or something, which usually I don't do because island to island, airport to airport's not that exciting for me doing helicopter stuff. God, that's weird. Maybe it's a brackish water thing? Let's quick stop and hover over that. Yeah, I think... Yeah, that's just like a photogrammetry overlay where they did that and that just screwed Pearl Harbor. Yeah, you can really see it there, so that's why it looks crap in there. I would rather see normal deep water. That would just be a lot better. Weird. Okay. Let's come back over here and buzz this Wildcat. Our passive aircraft A320 JCAD. It kind of bummed me out. None of y'all are commenting on anything. Y'all are just sitting here and staring. Error accessing live traffic data. Okay. Of course, then again, a lot of y'all are most likely coming from the V1 Discord, which means the fact that I'm not programming a flight plan on the ramp or currently at 37,000 feet, you probably aren't that interested. But here on the Multi-Shot Matt channel, we play with collectives and cyclics and anti-torque pedals. And we do everything at a pretty close to ground level thing. For those of you that don't know or you weren't here at the beginning, this is the Airbus H125A Star, or the AS350. If you're looking back at the old name platform, it's probably one of the more popular non-Robinson helicopters out there. There's a lot of Robinsons just because they're cheap and they're used for trainers, but these are very popular, very capable through all their generations. Really streaming here today to see if my Starlink can handle streaming and playing a cloud-based game at the same time. If it can, that gives me the mental go-ahead to do career mode, but as a stream instead of recording. Okay, JCAD. Are you waiting for November 172 Charlie November to cross? Because he's just a Cessna. I don't think you really need to worry about him. Oh no. Am I too close? Am I blowing FOD into your runway? Fine. I'll go bother somebody else. No, I hear your engine, you son of a bitch. Maybe that's the Phantom over here. Hello, wind. Boy, they said they were going to change planes, so it's not just the generic thing, but there are a lot of fucking... or those Baron 58s or something. Get it, Quizzy? Let's go, bud. I forget J-Cat, he's just sitting around. Optica, scientific research. I don't know what that one is. A little bit of art. Anyways. I do believe all of the helicopter-based things in this area operate from over in this general neighborhood of things. I see any helipads anywhere? Yeah, he's parked in one, asshole. They're a box for a reason, pal. So we'll just sit down here. The ground effect is real, I will say that. I don't know if it's more accurately modeled, but it is at least modeled. That's for sure. I want to park more perfect than that. Don't want these internet friends to judge me. Hey there. Take your little runway things away from me. Okay, cool. We'll take that down to idle. Make sure our gauges go down because I want to hop out. I want to see if I can... Boy, that'd be cool if you could just go walk and hop in another plane. But I don't think that's how it works. What are you doing? You don't have any power. See? Fuel. Off. Rotor's moving way too fast. Don't care. Let me get out while it's doing its thing. Yeah, watch it, lady. We're going over here. Huh. Neat. Doesn't show me there. Kind of depressing. Okay, cool. in flight. Oh, they show me they're spawning out. Let's see. No, I'd really like to be able to narrow down. Look at all the planes out here. This does do a much better job at showing air traffic. That's for sure. Because I think they're partnered with FlightAware. I believe I saw that somewhere. Okay, let's do down here somewhere. Let's what's a pretty area? Haiti, what a great area. No, I guess we'll do up here somewhere in the Bahamas. I'll chain fly. Should be nice looking. We'll be able to look at the water stuff and see if that looks any better. And again, let's do something native. Let's do big Airbus. I'm not confident with my starting procedures on this one yet, so we'll start it already running if we have to. I was able to start it before last night when I think when we first got into the sim, I turned it on and it wasn't bad, but I can tell you the horns and callouts are a bit annoying with it. And actually, I've noticed that it's easier for this to load in. And this is some of the bandwidth issues that I'm not going to say that I was fearing. Farmers K. Staniel K. Okay, I actually know Staniel K. If you watch Stevo Knievo on YouTube, Staniel K is one of his places, one of the places that he goes. Or that he did go back when he was flying the what's the 850 was when I found him. His older setup. Okay, so while we're waiting for this to load, I'm going to lean forward a little bit and just check to see if anybody's sending me anything here recently. Yeah, thank you, cloud-based gaming. This is great. I love it. Oh, I see something loading in there. What is it? Is that me? It might be me. I don't see anything else yet, and it's a big-ass helicopter. Oh. So, what do you guys want to talk about, huh? Are you also a helicopter enthusiast? Are you fixed wing? Are you still waiting in the queue to get into the game? What's going on? God, this is brutal. Does this load in faster there? Nope. Let me turn off my phone's Wi-Fi to see if I can speed this up any. Let's check non-random airports and the keys. Okay, cool. This one's loading in. Okay. 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 Configure. How can we configure this thing? Civilian. Search and rescue. Cargo. Come on, show me. Cool, we'll just do that. Livery, blue, gray. Man, gray's kind of hot. Green will look too military. Okay, let's get collective in place, cyclic in place, pedal centered-ish. Let's do this. We got a big helicopter and we don't know how to use it. Okay, still taking forever. Sick. Love it. Cloud-based gaming is the future. And you're a bigot if you don't agree. I wonder if they're loading quickly for somebody who got this game for free on Xbox Game Pass, and meanwhile me who spent $200 for the Aviator Edition so I could have the extra helicopters, and because I wanted to support them for making a simulator that I wanted to do, I'm having to wait. Priority boarding. I would be on board with that. Priority boarding for those who actually paid for the game. Just like last night and yesterday. Priority play for those who actually pre-ordered. Just saying. You can take that idea. Zoom in even farther. You are going to start this flight. I'd like to do it before sunset. That would be optimal. Great, now it looks less loaded in than it did earlier. So far, I like it. You know, I like the variety of trees. I like the attention to buildings. I was flying over Atlanta earlier when I was working on getting all my settings and everything figured out. And there was a better variety of housing and buildings, cars when you're on the ground. Everything's better objectively. Oh. With that said, I don't mind waiting 2 or 3 days to download a giant 1 terabyte game if it means I don't have to sit for 20 minutes every time I want to load into something. Like, that's a price I'm willing to pay, you know? It is not dark. It is not dark here. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, we have a sunset flight, guys. Better than nothing. Also, I think this is a 2-person helicopter, technically. Let's wait for everything to get evened up and figured out. I wish there was a way to turn off that light. But the little bit I was playing with this yesterday, I couldn't figure that out. So, oh well. So here it feels like I'm hitting a wall when I'm trying to turn left. Strange. Yeah, very strange. I didn't change my inputs whatsoever when it did that. There's no way it is dark. What time is it? What's real time here? Eastern time. 6:01. You gotta be kidding me. I think my lights and stuff are all here. That doesn't change that light. Off, off. Buddy, you're at 5 feet. What's going on down here? You okay? Also, let's put this landing gear up. We don't need that. Oh, he spawned out. "160 knots. Bitch, move. What up?" God, it's so bright in here. Can I not get rid of that? Anybody know? For the 3 people watching, does anybody know if I can turn off these stupid interior lights in here? I do not want them. I think that was one of them. Like all this crap here, get rid of that. Holy shit, that's bad for night vision. Get rid of this. Let's come up here to Foul K. Okay, torque, whatever. Damn it. It's so annoying. What is that? What are you doing? Like, absolute worst for night vision. Gonna slow this shit down. Let's get under 60 knots or so, drop the gear. Yeah, I know. Any planes here? I can't see a fucking thing because this damn tablet ruins my night vision. Be blowing this shit off the runway. Okay, I want to look at this here. Seriously, where is this damn light coming from? God. Fuck my crash. I want to know where these lights are. It's my top priority, finding these stupid lights. It's like I still want to be here, you know? I just don't want it to be dark. Says departure, get rid of live. No, 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 I want to be there. Except I want some more daylight. Let's wait 30 minutes again for this to load in because cloud-based gaming is the future and you are a bigot if you don't believe so. Oh my god. It's the future, guys. Just hang in there. It's the future, I promise. Cloud-based gaming's the future, guys. Just keep repeating it. Cloud-based gaming, guys. There we go. Oh. Can I weather? Where's my thing? There it is. Okay, so you're off. You're off. Let's see. You're off. I won't gauge lighting on. Or switch lighting. Off. Off. Is it emergency lighting? What was it? What did I do? Did I do it? What did I do? Storm lighting. Okay, cool. 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 So with that said, now that I have that figured out, can I fold you away? What are you? Ice detection lights? No. Who's messaging me? Dad. Okay. Let's keep our cyclic straight, shall we? Aircraft. Checklist, that's nice. Neat. I was wondering where checklist would be. Is there a way to turn this off? Really, it's one of the darkest looking settings. And now, we figured out the lighting. Whew. Hello. Morning-ish. I like it. Take my parking brake off real quick. Look at this. Helicopter with wheels. Let's go. A little bit more left pedal in. I barely touched you. What are you doing? You do any other crazy movements? It's like the ground effect is... Hello. It's almost like the ground effect is affected strictly by height and not so much the amount of air that the helicopter itself could put out. Because this thing here would be still in some sort of ground effect loop here. But getting near something, try to see what effective change I can find. And I've still got gear up, so I'm going to be careful not to set down. Or was it just a convenient... See, like that. There's absolutely no reason for that. I don't know what that is. That is not... Guaranteed that is not normal. Yeah, it's like they have a numeric value for what different inputs are going to provide. Like, okay, cool, from let's say 0 to 20 knots, whenever you're doing this or you're doing that, then X has to happen or Y has to happen or something. But then whenever you hit something else, let's say it's for tail rotor effectiveness. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, the torque that the main rotor puts on the body of the helicopter, when you add collective to take off to hover, you have to counteract that torque by putting in a pretty bit of heavy left or right pedal, depending on the direction of the rotation of your main rotor. And as you're going forward, you're adding more collective, but you're also reducing your pedal. So right here, I'm adding heavy, but I got to see how it turns left there. I have to add right pedal for going straight ahead. So I'm adding collective, adding pedal, and then it's probably not going to do it now that I'm trying to work out what's wrong. But it was like at a certain speed, it would just do that. Which I did that on purpose there, but it was weird. I don't know, maybe it was a FADEC thing. Maybe I was pulling too much torque here. Let me get my laser pointer. Maybe I was pulling too much torque from the engines or the systems altogether. And maybe it was just cutting power as a preservation method, as a safety method, and that in itself would allow the torque to take over from me having whatever input in the pedal itself. So let's see, that was a heavy snap. I don't know if that's wind or not, but the wind's coming off of our left. You can't just go straight. And I swear when y'all are seeing those big movements, unless I say that I'm doing it, I'm not doing it. It's very minor inputs. Let's get down here to a hover. I've still got gear up, so I can't set down. But we're going to get surely within ground effect. There we go. We're surely within ground effect there. So here I'm... See that hard left turn? I don't know what that is. I did not move my feet from the initial direction that I had. So I want to say that we're problem solving here. I was watching the torque values in that. I did not see us getting up into any sort of torque things. I did not see any weird warnings come up, but I'll come down here and replicate it again. I don't think it's an issue with my control setup, because it would be very weird timing for it to all of a sudden be doing this on 2024 and not for the months that I've played this particular set of controls on 2020. And I did mention it seemed like there were some walls when I was flying the 125 earlier over in Hawaii. That's a little bit more left. Okay, I'm surely not going to be approaching any sort of torque limits here. I'm going to keep it relatively low. I'm not moving my pedals. So there's my transitional lift. Let's come back here and do it again. We'll keep going to see if I can figure it out. Maybe it's a, that was weird. See, I didn't have super hard right inputs there. I kind of just like set my turn like this, and then all of a sudden it did that, and that was me that time. But maybe it's a thing where once you get out of the hover and you're in transitional lift, maybe that's, like I was saying, where it's a numeric value where it says, okay, cool, at this point here, you no longer need X amount of anti-torque pedal to stay straight. So then whatever anti-torque pedal that I've put in to maintain going straight there becomes an excess in the calculations. Because I'm not trying to think of this as something's wrong with the helicopter, I'm thinking of this as something's wrong with the sim. Not doing anything, not doing anything. Starting to feel that left drift there. Which I didn't change any sort of input. That one felt small enough to be where it could have been wind induced, but it was, again, very immediate. Like I said, back at the hospital in Hawaii, it felt like I was hitting a wall. Looks like I do have a comet now, so let me get into a somewhat of a stable hover so I can read this, bud. Hey bro, I've gotten as far as a very pixelated L39. Should I wait and hope it works or restart? Well, today is the day after. I would say restart the entire system if possible. I actually turned off my computer last night before I finally got this to work, and then I turned it off last night after I went to bed so it could have a full night of sitting and thinking about what it did. And I actually uninstalled 2024 once also. So I was able to get in almost immediately once it released yesterday. And once I got in, there were no helicopters. Helicopters are the only thing I'm interested in this game. So I heard somebody say on one of the streams I was seeing where somebody else was in, and it said, if you don't see what you need, restart and it will load again. So I restarted it and it put me in the wait forever queue with everybody else. At that point, I uninstalled it because I was reading something saying it didn't download full packages whenever you were first installing the game. So I uninstalled it and I waited until 5 or 6 hours later, installed it again. Then I was in the queue for a while again, and I just kind of chilled and waited until maybe 10 o'clock last night. And then I was able to finally get through the queue and into a playable condition. And I haven't changed anything from there to today. But I would say if you downloaded it yesterday when it came out at 11, or anywhere from 11 to 3 o'clock Eastern time, I would say uninstall it and reinstall it. That would probably be your best bet in case there were any packages that were missing on the initial download or install or whatever it would be considered. Just that way it hedges your bets. But you should be able to get directly into the game now. There is no more queue that I'm aware of. You should just be able to hop in and there we go, left turn again. You should just be able to hop in and it'll have a slightly longer than usual loading screen, but you should be able to hop right in and do something. I'd say uninstall the game and do it again. That would be quickest and easiest, and it's not a huge download. It only takes 10-15 minutes to download through Starlink, so give that a shot. Mr. Microsoft Flight Simulator AvGeek, thank you. Yeah, super weird on that, whatever you want to call that, I don't know. Transitional lift values messing stuff up, or if it's just something where everybody who's doing flight simulators an airplane guy, so they weren't quite sure how to program in that lift. Or, you know, maybe everybody who tested it helicopter-wise on the 225 at least here, maybe they were doing more flexing their big old power from having 2,000 horsepower engines on it. See, there we go. I'm hitting a weird wall there where I couldn't get past that certain turn. It's a weird dead zone. Strange. And I don't know, maybe there's some sort of safety feature on this giant-ass helicopter that I don't know about. Maybe it's some sort of stabilization feature. That's just a thing. I want to come back over here and land and try it with something else. Boy, imagine having this big thing cooking down a runway at you. at haircut height. Good hefty boy quick stop right there. Really put some speed into the fucking rotors on that. You can see the got heavy right pedal. There we go. Now it turns. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's just a programming thing or if that's a... I'm not sure. I don't care. Oh, landing gear is what it's telling me. Yep. Give me some greens there, buddy. It might be yeah, it's probably like a speed and altitude thing to give us the landing gear reading. I'm gonna bounce up over these dudes. There we go. Weird wall that turned me right there. I think it's a ground affected altitude speed thing where it just cuts. There's no smooth transition at whatever point that is. That's strange. Brakes on, parking brake on. Let's see if we can figure out how to turn this thing off. What do you say? I don't know what that is. Start flipping switches. I didn't turn this on. Off, off, off. I wish I could lean over and put my hand on the seat here so I could read this better. Get out of here. I think those are end levers. Oh my god. Huh, wild. Boy, I bet all two of you are having a fucking field day watching Matt figure out how to turn off a helicopter he didn't turn on. Whack. Cool, I don't care about fuel. Don't care about that. Fire extinguisher, fuck it. Weird. I need to look that up. Oh well. Not my concern. Ugh. So yeah, it seems like the stream was decent. I'm going to look back over it in a bit and see how it looks for you guys. But I'm going to call that a day now, and maybe tomorrow we'll start doing some career mode sort of things. So actually I need to... Also, I wish there's a way to minimize this screen. That would be sick. But yeah, thanks guys. Subscribe or whatever, you know, that'd be sick. Click the like button. You made it this long, why not?